Can y'all hear me okay? Awesome. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh my gosh, such amazing women to follow up from, but three blondes, you are amazing. I'm not sure where you are amongst this group, but absolutely outstanding. Yeah, so welcome to this fireside chat that we're going to be having today. It's a little bit different than the previous speakers, but both of us, both AI founders, and we're going to talk to you a little bit today about our real lives and how that led to real innovation in the space of AI. So, Priyanka, would you like to kind of dive a little bit deeper into your journey and some of the challenges that you faced along the way?
I'm so honored to be here and such fantastic performances, but excited to talk about our journeys today.
Yeah.
I'm Priyanka. I'm the founder and CEO of Casium. To take a few years down the journey, memory lane, I grew up as this incredibly curious and ambitious girl in India and was blessed with parents who were defying all traditional norms to make sure we two sisters got the best education. I actually wanted to be a lawyer, and that was something that was incredibly frowned upon. In India, my parents felt like I would be surrounded by criminals. And so, naturally, I pivoted to STEM. I found my love for coding, for machine learning, for linguistics, and how we think, landed at Microsoft. I spent last 10 years at Microsoft, last as the principal science manager in Azure AI. Often the only woman in the room, often and almost always burdened with immigration hurdles with no path to permanent residency. So taking all of this experience and my expertise in AI, I started Casium to transform this journey for other people using AI and expert immigration knowledge. So it's a human-AI collaboration system so that a lot of smart people, everyone who wants to build can build in this country. We make this path easier and faster for them. And I'm so excited to hear actually Melissa's journey as well. Could you share a little bit more about your journey, all the challenges that you faced that brought you here?
Yeah, of course. Trying to sum it up in a span of 10 minutes, or 1 minute in this case, is a little difficult. But yeah, I've always been very entrepreneurial ever since I was a young girl, always trying to kind of put myself in uncomfortable situations and stepping beyond my comfort zones. And worked for big tech, essentially, for a little over 5 years, but ended up, unfortunately, finding myself in a situation where I became the target of a very, very severe cyber stalking case that unfortunately escalated to the federal government and Secret Service coming in, and my mind was just blown at how digital forensic tools are almost non-existent for law enforcement, that it had to get so large. The damage and the level of harm had to reach such extremes for accountability and people to be, held accountable for these types of crimes. And we're entering into a completely new era of digital innovation where people can generate images and videos, anything you want. And we need to be filling that gap of holding bad actors accountable and making sure our digital spaces are safe for everyone. And that's what brought me to start Certifi AI. So
that's amazing and so inspiring. I think the next question that's always on my mind is the progress, right? We've all faced challenges. What are some of the things that stand out on your mind around the progress that we've made in the last decade as women in AI?
Yeah, I think especially, you see this list of amazing women in AI, just a few, some of which are in Seattle or Seattle-based, which we wanted to definitely include. But there have been definitely more women entering into the field of STEM, more women kind of professionals within AI. But one of the greatest pieces of progress I've seen just even over the course of starting this company is women starting AI companies. And that's a huge huge progress for women. What about yourself? I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
I don't know if it's encouraging. Maybe it is. 22% of AI professionals are women. It's 5% higher than where we were at a decade ago. It's a statistic. So we are making progress. Even though it's really slow, we are 5% higher than where we were at. We're definitely seeing way more women founders in the AI space. My personal favorites are Alyssa and Kieran. They're both Seattle-based founders of YLab and Text.io. Also, speakers who spoke today who are building amazing AI companies. I think all of them are sort of laying the foundation of the progress that's ahead of us. And that's so exciting about the progress we're making in AI.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess in terms of challenges, because there are definitely unique challenges for female founders, let alone AI founders. What would you say are some of those unique challenges that you've come across yourself or you've just witnessed in other female founders?
Where do I start? Even though I know 22% professionals are, AI professionals are women, only 12% of C-suite and board level representation is for women. That's such few women in places of high influence and decision-making points. Only 18% of AI researchers are women. And this has some serious consequences, which is bias in the AI that we build, much lower innovation, and above everything, fewer role models for the talent that's rising now. I think it's definitely scary for me to see these statistics, but to add to all of this is just far fewer venture funding goes to women-led AI companies, and Stephanie and I are going through these cycles right now. I'd love to hear what your experience has been.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely echo some of those points as well with 22% of AI talent globally, but I want to double down and emphasize on the less than 2% of venture funding going to women, and even less when you look at solo female founders. That's a big difference too, because you can have a female founder and a male co-founder, but solo female founders, like both Priyanka and I are, it is definitely an interesting challenge that we both face. So I want to highlight that. But in our own industry, when it comes to deepfake technology, it is the damage that is being caused disproportionately impacts women, and that 96% of deepfakes that are generated are sexually explicit and depict women. So we need to double down on the ways in which technology can be weaponized against women.
Yep. We have a long journey ahead of
Yes.
us. But I'm curious to hear, what are some of your hopes and dreams for women in AI?
Yeah, I mean, so many hopes. I really truly see that given the right approach and prioritization, I see AI being an equalizer. And really, I mean, young girls, I hope that they can see themselves starting AI companies, leading new advancing technology. The kind of sky's the limit when it comes to solving problems and just, yeah, like seeing those visions in their mind without kind of thinking that they have to go into it with this extraordinary level of resilience to survive.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really believe in empowerment through education, adoption, and creation. And what this means is I really hope more women not only adopt AI, but actually play a key role in creating and scaling AI technologies that transform industries. With AI as our assistant at our tooltips, I want to see way more women starting companies, leaner, meaner, faster build companies, and transforming these industries and transforming our ideas into real businesses. That's really my hope and dream.
Yeah, and one last note, what actions would you advise the audience today? Because a lot of change makers in the audience today, as I can already see. What are some of the actions you would recommend to help support women in AI?
Yeah. I've got two, a small and a large one. The smallest one, if you have never written a prompt or if you've never played with one of the newer generative AI technologies, go home, or maybe right now after this, install ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity, any of these apps, disable the data sharing setting first, and then write your first prompt, something on the lines that I am an educator or a doctor or a student and I want to be more productive with AI. Could you share some tips? And start experimenting with technology so that you get more familiar and more creative with it. And the longer one, and if you have the means and if you have the ability, please be angel investors in women-led startups. We want way more board representation. We want more inclusive funding policies. It's not just about giving these female founders a seat at the table. It's about giving them the capital to make the difference they want to make. So that's my long-term wish.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more when it comes to being able to and prioritizing funding female founders. Definitely one of those key areas that allows us to be able to scale at the same rate, and also just amplifying, and this is a very small but such a meaningful action, taking the time to amplify women's voices in technology makes a world of a difference. And we can kind of have that additional seat at the table. We can change the world.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much.